Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome to our playthrough of Capcom's Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Let's watch the intro before we get started. It gets the heart pumping just to see that intro. That is great. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. In this game, we're going to play a hunter who's out looking for some of the biggest game he can find. We're going to kill monsters, we're going to take their bodies and make new armor or weapons so we can hunt even bigger monsters. The first thing we're going to do is switch our controller over. Because I prefer to use the Wii U Pro controller when I'm playing this game. There we go. And let's go ahead and create a new character for this playthrough. We're going to name this character It wants to make sure we know that this is important. There we go. So first, our character name will be visible to anyone who receives our guild card. We don't want to be swearing in our name or anything like that. Since this is a Let's Play, we're going to go ahead and name this character Grug LP. There we go. And we need to go ahead and design our character here for the rest of the game. So let's choose some clothing that we like. We won't see this very often unless we don't have any armor on. I'm going to stick with the first one. Personally, I prefer yellow over green. We'll change that. See what kind of faces we have to look at here. I think we'll go with the default face. Hairstyle. Let's change this up a bit. Actually, we'll stick with the default here as well. And we'll leave our voice the default too. Hair color we definitely need to change though to a darker color. So, this is going to be our hunter, Grug LP, that we're going to use throughout this entire playthrough. We won't see him very much because he'll usually be covered in armor, but now you get to see him at least once without anything on. Next, the game's going to ask us how we want to use our HUD. We're going to go ahead and set this to the standard settings. You're not going to see this very much because I use the Pro Controller. It won't really affect our play. And now we're going to choose our save slot for Greg LP. I'm going to put him in this empty slot right here. And we are off to become monster hunters. In that intro, you got to see several of the characters we'll be interacting with throughout the game. We got to see the chief's son, who's a big fisherman. We got to see the farm and the farm cats. We'll be meeting all those characters as we go through. But let's go ahead and talk to the village chief. Morning, Hunter. You slept well? If it's any comfort to you, Moga Village hasn't seen 2 quakes in the same day yet. Knock on wood. But let's back up. Welcome, welcome. I'm the chief of this here little community. Nature provides Moga Village with everything we need. The woods and the sea are our castle, and it's a good one. As folk like to say, living here long enough builds sinew and character. But it's not all rainbows and sunshine. No, we've got our share of turbulence, and you can take that literally. You ever heard of the Lagiacrus? It's a foul, pernicious sea monster that just decided to move into the neighborhood. With a tyrant like that thrashing about, our hunting fleet would be lucky to escape alive, let alone bring back a good haul. At least we won't starve to death. All these blasted earthquakes will sink us first. See, that's our other problem. You felt those tremors? Who knows what's causing them, why they started, but the sea is riled up and I guarantee. Anyway, we're in over our heads. That's where you come in, kid. The way I see it, Moga Village needs a hunter. Yes, the Lagiacrus is mighty, too powerful for any human to tangle with. The way the villagers talk, bah! Strong is one thing, but invincible is something else. The Lagiacrus may be big, but it still has to eat and rest. And one day, just like the rest of us, it has to die. Ha! If I was 30 years younger, I'd go clean its clock myself. But I'm only mortal too, so I'll leave the joy of taming the sea's deadliest foe to the younger generation. You. Speaking of youngins, did you and my son get to talk? Suppose not. The quake yesterday hit before you had a chance. I don't see Junior around. Well, he couldn't have gone far. Take a hike around the village. You'll find him. Oh, and I almost forgot. Here's our initial payment, Hunter. It's not much, but it's enough to get you started. So we got 150 zenny. And we can now walk around the village and talk to the different characters. As you can see, Moga Village, where we'll be based out of, it's a floating village out here on the sea. And each one of these characters with a yellow box above their head is somebody who has something important to say to us. So let's go ahead and talk to him to finish out this first episode of our Let's Play. The Guild Sweetheart. Hi, and welcome to Moga Village. You must be the new hunter everyone's yakking about. Nice to meet you. I'm your liaison to the Hunter's Guild. I'd shake your hand, but you'd probably crush it, you brute. Grrr. Just kidding. So basically, the guild puts food on your plate by hooking you up with jobs we call quests. All you need is a guild liaison like yours truly, and in no time flat, work will pour in from all across the land. In theory. See, I heard you were coming and told them to have quests ready for you, and what did they send? Nothing. Zip. Nada. As you might have noticed on the trip over, Moga Village is pretty far from what you call civilization. Maybe the guild forgot us, maybe they fired me, maybe I need to stop talking. Anyway, the quest counter's closed, so go say hello to the village chief and his son for now. Get settled in. Talk to the village chief again. The one thing with the movement in this game that leaves to be desired is that you move very far when you only want to move a tiny bit when you're inside the main village. There we go. Ooh. By the way, our village does a brisk trade with the far-off port Tanzia. Oh, you want to pay a visit to the port? Just hop aboard the ferry docked at the pier. Tanzia's quest will really test your mettle, but trust me, the rewards are worth it. Ask the feline standing there for permission to come aboard. He's a capable little fella, so let him handle the nautical particulars. I'm sure the folks at the port will be happy to see a fresh face, too. Swing on by whenever you got some time to kill. So what that's talking about is the multiplayer part of this game. Our playthrough is going to focus on the single-player portions only, so we're not going to worry about the multiplayer. We may do some one-off videos of those, but that's going to be it if we ever do. Next up is the Wyvern Artisan. Ah, so you're the hunter I've been hearing about, eh? Got the look of one, you do. Eh, me? Why, I'm the greatest blacksmith alive. I hammer out all the equipment around these parts. Swords that'll slice you in half with a touch, bowguns you could hit a grain of rice with, armor to repel giant wyverns. I'll make anything, provided you bring the materials. Gotta be equipped proper before you go venturing into the woods. Down here, we have the fishing fleet fishmongers.
Hi.
Oh, I know. You're that hunter folks are going on about. Well, I run the fishery here, and don't you forget it. You're lucky we didn't meet before. That last quake put me in a foul mood. I was up half the night cleaning up the mess. Not only that, but my boys in the hunting fleet were due home ages ago. They never take this long fishing. I'm sick with worry, and I don't know they were made of steel and fire. I'd paddle them out to sea myself and rescue them. Anyways, you come back later, hun, once the fishery is back in business, alright? Apparently you don't care to talk to us? See what this kid has to say. Excuse me, hunter person. If you want to get to the Moga Woods, just cross this bridge. You can't go back the same way, so try not to forget where the entrance is. We're supposed to ask permission before we go into the woods. Oh, but I'm not telling you what to do. There's an armory right there if you need equipment. I just don't think you should go out there dressed like me. Oh yeah, I have this stone I picked up when I heard a hunter was coming. You want it? Here. We use these to sharpen blades. Ooh, you're a lot nicer than I thought. My big brother said you'd snap me like a twig, but you're alright. So it looks like we got a whetstone. See if there's anybody else we need to talk to here. Here's the head farmer who leads the cat farm. Well, well, if it isn't the hunter everyone's fussing over. Well, whoop-de-doo. You see this here farm, hunter? It feeds all of Moga Village. Now, Notice anything missing? That's right, farmhands. This place is normally crawling with farming felines, all yan this and meow that. But that earthquake spooked them so bad, they hightailed it out of here lickety-split. Fraidy cats left me high and dry. That's why the field looks like a pigsty. No offense, Sir Uncelot. I'm sure working all by my lonesome. This here's what's left of the old harvest. See that blue sheen? It means this is one heck of a healthy mushroom. You can't eat it on its own. My advice would be to combine it with something. Go on, take it and make something good. So this is the farm, and this is going to let us gather ingredients that we'll be able to use to create items that we're going to use on our hunts. And down here, in the main village, this is our house where we'll be sleeping between hunts. It looks like the game's going to want us to wander out to Moga Village. Off of Moga Village, out to Moga Woods to go find the chief's son. We'll go ahead and do that on the next episode of Gaming with Grug. We hope to see you then. Thanks very much.